Hello guys of United Rock Nations, we are here with Vincent of Anathema.
Hello.
How are you?
Très bon.
Très bon. Good day in Paris.
Oh, il fait beau, hein?
Il fait beau, hein?
Ouais.
C'est magnifique.
Magnifique.
Okay, speak French, English.
Let's do it in English because who knows? There may be people from wherever
Everywhere.
Watching this. Yeah.
United Rock Nations is
Exactly.
everywhere on the
Yeah.
world.
And English is the international language, so.
Okay, fantastic. So, we are here to talk about the new album. But when I was preparing this interview, I take a look at your career. What an evolution, musically.
I guess so. You know, I don't really. If I have the chance to become a bit objective about it and look at it, I don't think there's many bands that have had such an evolution. So I think it's interesting. I think we're an interesting band to follow because we will never ever make the same album twice.
Absolutely.
You know, so I don't know. It's just we'll see where it's going to go. We've just made this album now, Distant Satellites, and it's different to Weather Systems, and who knows whether the next one will be different to this one. I think so. So we'll see. You know, I just think it's quite an interesting evolution.
Was it a natural evolution?
Absolutely, it always is. You know,
It's not prepared. It's not.
No, I mean we didn't really prepare. To be honest with you, we did like about 2 weeks of pre-production, and during that session, we wrote and improvised a couple of tracks, which became like, you know, kind of the core starting point for the album. And then we like pooled about 50 or 60 different ideas that we had, and eventually whittled it down to 10 tracks. And then we did another session of pre-production just to make sure we had the right songs, finish off bits of arrangement, which was about 5 days, and then we went straight into the studio to record. So by that time we had none of the vocals written at all. It was just like musical arrangements. So we just kind of did everything in the studio, and including the vocals and the lyrics and that. So it was quite an intense recording session, really.
One day you said that you never play again metal.
I never said that. I mean, it's you never say never, really, but it's not a big deal for us, you know. It's just I've got nothing against metal per se, and I absolutely love what we did in the past. You know, this is the thing. You know, I really like the songs like Crestfallen, Sleep with Sanity, They Die, A Dying Wish, moments of Pentecost 3, of Eternity, all that kind of stuff. It's part of my youth, you see. It's part of my life story, just the same way as it's part of Danny's and John's and Darren's and Duncan's, and it's really, really important to us, you know, because it's a chapter in your life, and we have absolutely no regrets. You know, we look back upon that whole period with great fondness because of the fun times that we had together, and the innocence and the experiences we gained, and the spirit of the band at that point. And then with the music, I mean, we always had melody in the music, you know. The thing that really changed was, I guess, when I became the singer, I didn't really know what to do to begin with, but I was forced into it. So I kind of did what we did before, although in my own way, a little bit of Tom Warrior thrown in there. And then after that, I just tried to sing. I didn't really figure out how to sing until around Alternative 4. And I guess that was the biggest change during the band.
Absolutely.
So it gives people this false impression of what used to be the old sound and now the new sound, because I don't really see it like that, and I know that the rest of the band don't as well. It's been a natural evolution, but the biggest change in all of it was between Eternity and Alternative 4, when we tuned back up to concert pitch and standard tuning.
Absolutely.
And started to write songs that were more simple and more direct, and very much cutting straight to the bone and to the depth of what we were trying to get across, which was the bare emotions, you know. Yes. So you know, songs like Inner Silence and Lost Control from around that time, they stand up to anything, you know. And the same thing goes for a lot of the old melodies, you know. So there's a misconception out there that people think that we don't like the old stuff, or we don't like metal, or all of this. It's bullshit, really, you know. It's part of our story, it's part of who we are. You know, you don't lose that spirit, you know.
Exactly.
It always stays with you somehow.
It's the basics.
Yeah, it's part of, I mean, like metal, for example, like growing up, being a teenager, being a kid, and being into metal, it gives you a certain kind of attitude towards life and towards how you want to live.
When you was a kid, you listened metal music? Yeah,
but along with everything else that I was listening to, of course, you know. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to go as extreme as I could with it, you know. The same way you do when you're in your adolescence. It's, you want it faster, harder, heavier, everything else, until you get to a certain point and when, okay, well, there's nothing more I can get out of this, and then you start to broaden your horizons a little bit more. But I've always listened to the Beatles, you know. But if I was to mention, like, at that time, I think like one of my favourite metal bands has always been Voivod.
Voivod?
Yeah. And they were known for their experimentation.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Celtic Frost as well. Duncan was heavily into Celtic Frost, and he got us more. He introduced us more and more into their old stuff, and into the Pandemonium album, which was fantastic. And around 1991, we had an album by a band called Winter, called Into Darkness. Not many people know about that, but that's a landmark album in all of like doom metal, or like doom stroke death crossover. So anybody who likes that kind of stuff should listen to Winter, Into Darkness, you know. And from there you just progress, you know.
Right.
You know, it's natural.
Weather Systems is now 2 years that it was released.
Yeah.
How was the response of the fans, of the people about that?
It was really, really big, you know. I think it's like the biggest response it's ever got from everybody. So it was really well received. So naturally we didn't do the same thing twice.
So how was the spirit when you entered the studio for the new album? How was the...
like I said, it was mostly written in the studio. So, but we knew we had like the core ideas of like really, really interesting stuff that we wanted to explore. So it was easy to do, really. Especially the music. The music was very easy to go. It went down very easy. The vocals took a bit more time.
Yes. When you were in studio, you were thinking about, it's the 10th album, so we have to do something special.
No.
Something different.
No, never.
Because
is it the 10th album?
Yes, it's an event for a band. 10th album.
I thought it was the 9th. I don't know. All right, so it's the 10th album. I don't know. We've done that many now. Lost count. No, we don't think of, you know, because then you'd be looking back on your career and you'd be making something according to certain expectations that you have in your mind, and that's not how we write music. Writing music to us is an instinctive process that happens in the moment on whatever day it is that you come up with the first idea for the song, and whatever is what we consider to be our best stuff, that's what we do for the album. So it's, you know, it's always been like that. You know.
Is it a collective process of writing, or some?
Well, Danny starts a lot of his ideas off. Danny's probably the most prolific writer of Anathema style music, so he brings a hell of a lot to the table, in various stages of completion. And John comes up with the kind of more weirder stuff, you know, and I just kind of piece it all together at the end, you know. So it's between me, Danny and John, we kind of finish it off in the studio ourselves.
Why you have called this album Distant Satellites?
John?
What does it mean?
Well, John wanted to call his song The Distant Satellites, first of all, and it reflects the himself and the people in his life, and I guess the people in all of our lives in the group, that people who walk a different path to you, they may be on a different orbit to yourself, but when they come back round, almost like you want to grab hold of them, but you know you can't, because they're going to go and you can't ever follow them down the path that they're going. They're just on it, and good luck to them. But every now and again when they come back around, it feels like no time has passed. So it's about those really special people in your life and how heartbreaking it is sometimes to lose them, but how great it is to catch up again. And the fact that all of us are, in a way, that kind of thing. All of us in the group, that is, you know. So it seemed the perfect title for the album. As soon as John, I mean, it was immediate. Like he said, okay, you want to call the song this, and this is why, and it's like that's the album title.
Is there some links with the lyrics of the album?
There is a thread you could draw, which occurred to me today actually, because I hadn't really thought about it until I started doing these interviews, and somebody brought it up, and I thought, okay, well, yeah, you could do that, but it's up to you if you want to find those things. That's fine.
Okay. We have selected 3 songs that we like a lot.
Okay.
And we want to know more about that songs. The first one is the Lost Song Part 2.
2. Okay.
Yes.
This song is sung by Lee. It's a soul song on the album.
Lee Douglas is fantastic.
Yeah, she's just got
on this song.
It's really soulful. It reminds me of something I might have listened to when I was growing up. You know, some of the soul music that my mother and my aunties used to play, and it's got that kind of, there's something in the feeling that just reminds me of that. What's the next one?
The next one is the Last Song Part 3.
Part 3, okay.
It reminds me of 9 Inch Nails.
Really? I don't know really much of 9 Inch Nails music. What I've heard I liked for the most part. But I don't really know the music, so I can't really comment.
Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3 of the...
Because they were all really connected. I mean, Danny was once... He once wrote a riff or the basis of a song, and he thought he'd recorded it. This was a few years ago, and he basically lost the recording and couldn't find it. So then he's trying to write other riffs that reminded him of what it was. And the only thing he could remember from the old riff was the time signature. He couldn't remember how it went. So he was writing other riffs in the time signature in the hope that it would come back to him, and it never came back to him. But what actually happened was, during this time signature, when he was trying to record that, I suggested a drum beat to him, which he liked, and then Daniel Cardoso played it. And as soon as Daniel Cardoso was playing this beat, Danny started improvising on the piano, and then something else came out of that.
Yes. So
you can see how this flowing sort of process sometimes works, and all 3 of those songs came out of that in the course of one day. They all came out of that.
Great.
And it was just trying to recapture an old riff from a time signature. And then, okay, here's the beat. What was it? Oh, well, never mind what it was. What about this? That sounds good. And then it all progressed from there.
The third one is it's strange because it's the first time you called a track Anathema, like the name of the band.
Yeah.
Tell me the story of this song. Why you choose this album to put a song with your name?
It's because of the song itself. It was the perfect time to do it, and that song is
representative of Anathema.
It's kind of about everybody, like in the group, like us as individuals and what we've been through, and what we try to do. And you know, some of the lyrics. If you look at the lyrics after what I've just told you, you'll know exactly what I mean. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Yes, but the lyrics we don't have the lyrics at the moment.
Okay.
We only have
I'm not going to start reciting them. So, like, have a think about it when you know that it's about people in the band and people who have been in the band, and the fact that, like, of everything we've been through, and the fact that there's still a hell of a lot of love and respect there, you know, for everyone, you know. So it was just the right thing to do and the right time.
Great. How you will define your music?
I don't.
Anathema music?
Yeah, why not? You know, how do you define Pink Floyd?
Progressive.
Yeah, you just say Pink Floyd, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, they're massive, so everybody knows what they sound like anyway.
Yes.
The same with the Beatles or Radiohead. But you can't really pin them down, can you? The same way you can't, like in the modern day, right? You can't really pin Tom York down for what he does, because he tries everything he wants. You can't pin Stephen Wilson down for the same reason, and I don't think you can pin us down, because we just will try everything that we want, you know, and regardless of, someone's always going to come up with something, you know. but I don't know what it is. I don't pay any attention to any of that.
Tell me more about the tour. You will begin.
We start like with some festivals and some acoustic gigs in the UK, and then we're going to be playing in Europe around June, July. We go to Australia in August. That should be fantastic. First time. Yeah, I can't wait for that. So after that,
it's not the first time, but you.
No, we've never been there before.
I know,
yeah. So
it's the first time. Okay.
yeah, mate. So we'll see, and then after that, I think we're doing. Well, there's a few gigs around. You'll have to check the tour dates page on.
From September to December.
Yeah, we're doing the 6th of September. I think we're doing Rainfest in northern France, and then we come back to France on the 13th. We're playing Toulouse, Lyon, Strasbourg, and Paris. Finishing up in the Bataclan. So really good. Looking forward to it.
When I'm checking on the dates of the tours. There is a special gig on the 15th June in a church.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's a cathedral, actually.
Gloucester.
Gloucester, yeah. It's
We're playing acoustic there.
Yeah, exactly. It's me, Danny, and Lee. We've been doing this a while now, so it's always got like a special intimate sort of vibe, and also like the reverb in rooms like that is just incredible.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're looking forward to that. Like we've done a couple like that now, and it's always special. So
you plan to film?
Why not?
Those concerts.
It would just be good to have a souvenir, right? Yeah. But
only for you or for the fans?
For now, there isn't even any plans for anything, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you to
the United Rock Nations.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, and see you on concert here in France in September, and then in November.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Merci.
Merci.
Hello, this is Vincent from Anathema. You're watching United. Hang on, let me start again. Start that again. Hello, this is Vincent from Anathema. You're watching United Rock Nations. Hello, this is Vincent from Anathema. You're watching United Rock Nations.